Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're watching Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 2 called That Day, The Fall of Shiganshina.
Well, we were left with quite a cliffhanger on Episode 1. The city's been attacked by a super titan? I don't know what else to call it.
The one without
right
the
now.
skin.
Yeah, the one that stands above the wall, which is 50
But the other
meters.
ones, I thought they were all that big, but the other ones are like minis compared to him.
Correct.
But he just gave that wall one kick and it was done. Like, what?
I don't know how you fight that, but I don't know. It seems like they would at least have a chance as a group against the mini ones, but the big one is just over the top.
Well, we met some characters. Eren is the young boy, wants to fight the Titans. People are telling him that it's a bad idea. Mikasa, we're thinking friend, cousin, something like that. Eren's mom just got munched by one of the mini Titans at the end.
Yeah.
And
which is going to spur Eren on to joining, what was it, the survey crew?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, not sure how many survivors we're going to have. We met some of the surveyors. We met his friend Armin. So we got like the lay of the land, the 3 walls that kind of protect. So the only thing we're not sure of is if the town is inside the 3rd wall or
Correct.
if there's like settlements throughout, you know what I mean?
Well, they couldn't have been on the very far one because they were outside their quote-unquote wall, so I'm assuming they were in another ring. So they have to be in the 2nd or the 1st one. But then, if the Titan is knocking down a wall, they've clearly knocked down other ones too. Like they must have infiltrated the whole thing. So.
Then my overarching question at the end of last episode was like, if it was that easy for the Titans to come in, why did they wait 100 years? Like, were they just annoyed that the humans were going out and trying to like do some intel? Like,
we also, 2 things. We don't know how many super Titans there are. Mm-hmm. So the super Titan definitely needed to knock the wall down. And the other thing is, Eren's dad said he had something in the basement to show him.
oh yeah, with the key.
And we never figured out what that was.
And because he had to go upriver or inland or something.
Yeah. So there's a couple things that we're gonna learn here. And I'm curious to see what the city looks like once it's been subjugated. So I think we're gonna get kind of the present day situation here, but still figuring out how everything works.
Gathering information, getting the lay of the land, but we are very excited. So let's get started. Season 1, Episode 2 of Attack on Titan is coming right now.
今から100年以上前、人類にある天敵が現れた。彼らと人類の間には圧倒的な力の差が存
Why
在
do they all look so like
たちま
stupid?
ち人類は絶滅の危機を迎えた。生き残った人類はマリア、ローゼ、シーナの3つの壁を築き、そこで100年の平和を実現させた。しかし
Okay, so humans built the wall.
Yeah. And the Titans appeared like 100 years ago.
That's...
かの時に至るまで我は幸なき全く欲深き魂なりき今は汝の見るごとく我このためにここに罰せらるむさぼりのなすところのことは我ら食いし魂の罪を清むる様に現るそもそもこの山にこれより苦き罰はなし
Like a grape.
もう少しで母さんを助けられた
I don't think it was happening, dude.
Over the head.
エレン、お前が母さんを助けられなかったのはお前に力がなかったからだ。俺が巨人に立ち向かわなかったのは俺に勇気がなかったからだ。
Can she see the future, the past?
急げ！内門へ行け！停泊してる船でシガンシナを脱出するんだ！早くしろ！食い殺されるぞ！
I think they'll move faster than the boat, to be honest.
So the boats can move them through one wall and the next?
壁の要所要所にあるシガンシナのように突出した地区は巨人を引きつけるおとりとなり、警備のコストと兵力を抑える役割を果たしていた。
Interesting.
その役割通り、巨人たちの標的となったシガンシナ区の住人たちはたった一つの内門から脱出するしかなかった。
全員荷物を捨てろ！一人でも多く乗せるんだ！アルミン、座ってなさい。
でもエレンとミカサがまだ。来た！エレン。
今はやめておきなさい。かわいそうに、あの様子じゃよっぽど。何もたもたしてんだ！早く！
So it seems like Shiganshina is like on an outer portion that's like an outcropping.
Yeah.
So are they just there for bait?
Yes.
Why would you live there?
I mean, if you don't have any other choice. It's also been 100 years since they've been attacked. So it was designed this way originally to defend the mass of humanity.
But
And
what were the criteria to make those people get picked to live there?
I don't know. Clearly,
Like, were they a criminal society? Were they like, you know, like how they sent the criminals to Australia and stuff?
yeah,
But it's just like, why those people?
that's a fair question. But when real estate is limited, I guess you take whatever you can. And again, maybe it started that way 100 years ago when they first built it that way, but nobody would remember. That's 3 generations
But
probably.
he said the people of Shiganshina fulfilled their duty,
Yeah.
and now they're evacuating. So it's like,
So my other instinct though is if just a protruding section of wall is enough to drag the Titans there, they must not be particularly intelligent.
I mean, I think the way that they're animated would lend one to believe that they are not the most intelligent of creatures.
Totally fair, but that strategy in and of itself kind of cements that
They're
drawing
just
of
easily
them.
distracted. They're just like,
Yeah, yeah. This is the closest one. This is where we're gonna go. So they're basically massive humans with toddler intelligence or animal intelligence.
yeah.
Essentially.
Well, they're like, escape through this tiny door. Okay, so the baby titans won't be able to get through or get you. But like, where's the super big one? Like, he could just run through and kick down the door and probably eat the whole boat.
This will be the question as to why it's not more involved. I say it meaning the Super Titan.
They literally look like overgrown babies with
Yeah.
adult heads. Interesting contraption.
It's basically just on cables and they can pull it.
Is it the big boy?
どこ狙ってんだ。しかしこいつに的を狙える精度なんかありませんよ。今そんなゴタクはどうでもいいんだよ。早く次の弾込めろ。無理だ。はあ。門が閉まるぞ。絶対だ。取り残されるぞ。おい。シュエルだ。もう少し待て。まだ中に大勢の人が残ってるんだぞ。この門を突破されたら町一つが巨人に占拠されたどころの話じゃない。次の壁まで人類の活動領域が後退するんだぞ。だからって目の前の人間を見殺しにする理由はない。
I think you need to save as many people as possible.
巨人が来るぞ。兵も急げ。よせ。
I would probably close it. Oh dear. Game over. This one has hair.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
He's going through the wall. They're powerless. So there goes the second territory. And this one is clearly intelligent.
Yeah, he's like, guys, just run through it. I feel like the one without hair is even bigger because he was as tall as the walls.
Fair.
Whoa.
Fire breathing?
Information we can share so far. Okay, so there are several outcroppings where humans are like sacrificed, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so my impression is that the bald one with no skin is like the biggest, because he looked as tall as the walls.
Correct. And the assumption is all of the walls for all of the cities are the same height. Now the citadel in the middle looked like it was taller, but like the two outer walls looked the same height.
And then, so this one without skin but with the hair, he seems smaller than the really big one, but bigger than the babies.
Yes. And intelligent.
Yeah, he could problem solve.
Yeah. Okay.
And breathe fire, apparently,
Apparently.
and has like laser beam eyeballs.
So we're definitely dealing with a hierarchy of titans with a different array of abilities. I'm so curious why they're attacking now, though.
Yeah.
100 years, what is precipitating this change in behavior?
This is the question I have, yeah.
And how populous are these cities? They're going to have to fall back to the smallest wall now with everybody. How much space is there? What are they going to do for food? Like, this is kind of game over almost.
It's not looking good, no.
No.
So the human territory is in the middle.
Mm-hmm. So the light one. And then it circles
gets
out.
higher in the middle.
Yeah, so the citadel, or whatever the center city is built on a hill.
ウォールマリア南方シガンシナ区陥落から数時間後その知らせは
So Shiganshina is on the outside wall.
瞬く間に広まった。
本当なのかシガンシナに巨人が侵入したというのは。信じられん。100年持った壁がなぜ今になって。信じるも信じないも現に船で脱出してきた人間がいるんだ。報告じゃ500人は乗っているらしい。問題はシガンシナだけで済んだのかどうか。しかしまさかウォールマリアの内地にまで侵入されるはずは。
Why not?
とにかく中央に連絡して指示を仰ぐ。こんな緊急事態はとても我々だけでは対処できん。
失礼します。たった今早馬がウォールマリアが破られ内地に巨人が侵入したとのことです。
Like what, you think they're just gonna stop at Shiganshina?
終わりだ。また人類は巨人に食い尽くされる。終わり。もうあの家には二度と帰れない。どうして最後までろくでもない口喧嘩しかできなかったんだ。
Oh, you can't do that to yourself.
お母さんはいない。どこにもいない。
That's a gruesome memory.
お前に力がなかったからだ。
But he has the courage.
俺が人間が弱いから弱いやつは泣くしかないのか。 あいつらこの世から。
エレンどうしたの？エレン
駆逐してやる。この世から一匹残らず。
この年中央政府は人類の活動領域をウォールローゼまで後退させることを決定した。この間巨人に食われた者はおよそ1万にも及んだ。
エレン、彼らミカサ無事でいてくれ。
Did he know? Or was he
No,
just...
he would have heard.
父さんやめてよ父さん何をしようとしてるのいいから腕を出しなさい嫌だ父さんは母さんが死んでおかしくなったんだ離してよ父さんお前のダメなんだ何を言ってるの鍵を忘れるな今たどり着かなければならないいつか捕まるその時まで
Okay. So his dad is a doctor slash scientist. I'm
Yeah, we
assuming.
knew his dad was a doctor.
Yeah, but it seems like he's experimenting on his kid to make a superhuman or a human that's stronger.
Was that a flashback?
I think so, because I think a year has passed.
Okay, I was wondering what the time skip is, but then I was also like, did the dad and Eren somehow reunite in that time and that was from then, or was this from when, was that flashback from when he was a kid? Like, younger.
Oh, fair point. My assumption watching it was that the year had passed, they moved it back, they died, the dad went off the rails, he's experimenting on his kid to make him stronger, and there's something in the house with the key that he needs to get.
Yeah, you basically just said the people died and then he was experimenting on his kid.
Like throughout that year period.
So they reunited.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay. Timelines are foggy.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
大丈夫うなされてた
父さんと会ってた気がする
まさか夢だよ
Yeah, how does he have the key? Because the dad had the key.
So they must have found each other.
食料の配給があるって
When he left, he's like, I have to show you something when I get back.
ここ食料庫だったって船で来た人はみんなここに集められてる
おいちゃんと並べうるせえこっちは言うべきな何も食ってねえんだ
私たちはまだ生き残ったわけじゃない
ミカサ
アルミ
ほら間に合ったよおじいちゃんが子供の分だからってもらっといてくれたんだ
ありがとう
なんだあいつ
仕方ないよこの配給多分人数分ないんだそれが1日分だって避難民が多すぎるんだもともと食料不足だし外側に住んでいる人ほど大事にされないのは知ってるでしょ
なんでよそ者のために俺たちの食料をどうせ巨人が壁を越えたんならもっと食って減らしてくれりゃよかったんだ
Wow.
Oof. Oh boy.
これじゃ食料不足がひどくなる一方だぜ何すんだこのガキ
知らないくせにお前なんか見たこともないくせに巨人がどうやって人を
うるせえ
ごめんなさいお腹が空いてイライラしてたからだから大人の人にこんな失礼なことほんとごめんなさい
ったくお前たちが飢え死にしないで済むのも俺たちのおかげなんだぞ
So definitely a hierarchy of humans within different cities.
はいくそ誰があんな奴らの世話になるか戻ってやるウォールマリアに巨人なんか全部ぶっ潰してエレン本気で言ってるんじゃないよね本気だ俺は壁の中で強がってるだけのあいつらとは違うこんなもんいらない
No, like, you should probably eat it though.
飢え死にしちゃうよお前悔しくないのかよそんなも
も恵んでもらってるから巨人に勝てないんだ。
無理だよ。勝てるわけない。僕たちは壁の中で生きるしかないんだ。無茶をすれば死ぬ。僕の父さん母さんみたいに。
だからあいつらにペコペコするのか？恥ずかしくないのかよ。
今はしょうがないよ。
しょうがないなんて言い訳だ。だったらいつまでもそうやって家畜みたいに生きろ、弱虫。
行こそ。
I like her.
She's like, I've had enough of you. Like, literally knocked him
ハル
out.
ミンが弱虫ならエレンと私も同じ。私たちは巨人から逃げるのも町から逃げるのも何一つ自分でやっていない。
She has a point.
今日食べるものさえ助けてもらった。そんな力のない人間があの巨人を一匹だって倒せるわけない。大切なのは生き延びること。おばさんが言ってた通り。ミカサ、食べてちゃんと生き残るの。エレンを飢え死になんか
The
させない。
voice of reason, everybody.
I was gonna say women, always the voice of reason.
Okay, so I said it before, but Eren's dad was the one wearing the key when he left originally, the day that the Titans came. So they for sure have, I think your instinct is correct, that somehow they crossed paths and he was given the key and was injected with some stuff.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go back to Shiganshina and go to his basement and figure out what's down there.
Correct. Okay, so I want to make sure, and maybe I need to go look at a diagram. So originally, Shiganshina was like a bubble around the wall.
A bubble around the outside of Wall Maria.
So they broke into there, then they got through Wall Maria, so everybody within that sphere has been moved in one ring. They've essentially lost that,
I believe
is my
so,
understanding. So now, a year has passed, they're all here, they're starving, and now they gotta figure out what they're gonna do. We're assuming Eren's been injected with something, met his dad but doesn't remember, found the key, and now he's gonna go from there.
Yeah. That is what we're assuming,
Okay.
based on the information we have.
I don't disagree with what Eren's saying. Like, I can understand the sentiment of it, but he's not thinking through it at all in terms of how he's going to accomplish that. Like, you have to train, you have to get stronger, you have to do something.
Well, it's like, dude, did you not? You saw what happened. Like, they literally picked them up like little grapes and were like,
Yeah.
like,
But the guards' behavior is
the guards,
unacceptable.
they've never fought a Titan ever.
Yeah.
Okay, they're the ones that are protected on the inside, so they've just like, in theory, they're whatever, but they have no practical experience, I'm guessing. But like, Eren definitely has the courage and the
Yeah.
will. He just doesn't know how to channel that in the right way, so Mikasa needs to stay by his side for a while because she's the only one that's got it together.
She's tougher than he is right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. But what has Eren been doing for the last year? Like, he keeps saying this, but he doesn't seem like he's trained, doesn't seem like he's done anything. So,
Yeah.
the premise of this show, though, is very interesting when you take humans out of kind of the apex position. I think there's going to be some very interesting human behavior things that come up in the show, which I'm very much looking forward to.
数日後、大量の避難民たちは食料確保のため荒れ地の開拓に回された。しかし食糧難は避けられず、翌年の846年、中央政府はウォールマリア奪還を名目に大量の避難民を作戦に投入した。
His grandpa left.
その数25万人。
Wow.
人口の2割に相当したが、生存者はわずか100。
What? They're like, let's just sacrifice so everybody can have food.
Yeah.
わずかながらに改善された。
巨人のせいだ。あいつらさえ叩き潰せば俺たちの居場所だって取り戻せる。アルミ、俺は来年訓練兵に志願する。
How old are you?
巨人と戦う力をつける。僕、アルミ、僕も。
私も行こう。
ミカサ、お前はいいんだぞ。生き延びることが大事って言ってたろ。
そう。だからあなたを死なせないために。
分かった。3人で。
What other choice did they have?
Just stay there and struggle to survive. Or...
私が運悪く貴様らを監督することになったキース・シャーディスだ。貴様らを歓迎する気は毛頭ない。今の貴様らはせいぜい巨人の餌になるしかないただの。
Thank you so much for your service, but you're nothing.
そんなクソの役にも立たん貴様らを我々が3年かけて鍛え上げる。巨人と戦う術を叩き込んでやる。3年後貴様らが巨人の前に立った時、ただの餌のままか、あるいは王を守る名誉ある壁となるか、または巨人を駆逐する栄光ある人類の兵士か、貴様らが決めろ。
ああ、俺はなる。巨人を一匹残らず駆逐してやる。
Well, that's not surprising. They have to. I mean, at this point, everybody has to learn how to fight.
I mean, the quality of life is so poor. Like, what options do they really have?
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think you're going to see a lot of decisions like this where, okay, we save these refugees, but we can't feed them. We can't do anything.
Disposable? That's so sad.
I know. But from a strategic standpoint, if you can kill a few of them with the 250,000 as opposed to them starving to death,
Did they
maybe you
manage to
gain
kill
some.
any of them?
You know,
Who
we
knows?
don't know. But those are the kind of decisions that you would have to make.
But like, what kind of information do you have about the Titans? Like, how are you going to train these people to fight? Like, I feel like you need to gather information as to like what their weaknesses is, how do you even go about inflicting enough damage to make a difference? Like, dude, I feel like they know nothing.
General Sarah's wheels are spinning.
Put me in charge.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Like, you're training these people, that's great, but like, if you don't know anything about the enemy and how to remotely get to a point to defeat them, like, you're just sacrificing people.
Yeah. Well, that will be part of everything. I mean, that's what the Surveyor Corps is meant to do, is to gather information. They've been unsuccessful.
Very
to this
unsuccessful.
point, but you have to assume the one thing humans are very clever and ingenious and resourceful. They will figure it out. But the show is definitely intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
I am enjoying it so far.
Anything that makes me ask a lot of questions, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. So a couple years have passed. They have 3 more years to train. So let's get going.
I'm curious if we're going to see them training at all, like if that's going to be a major part of the story, or if it's going to be trained,
3 years have
ready
passed.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out. But 2 years have passed already in 2 episodes. It's wild.
Yeah.
But we would love to hear your thoughts, so please be sure to hit us up in the comments below. And as always, we'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more Attack on Titan coming next week. Bye!